White Labs, an e-commerce marketing agency. Please get to Serge. Serge, feel free to introduce yourself and let our viewers know about yourself and your background.
My background?
Your background, yes.
Yeah, okay. All right. So I'm from a family of artists. My one of my uncle was a painter from the very famous École de Paris. He painted with Chagall and Modigliani and those people. Everyone in my family are artists. A lot of music players, piano players. A lot of painters. My daughter has done Les Beaux-Arts de Paris. My father was an art photographer. And I was stupid enough to do an MBA. I did my studies in the University of Dauphine, university in Paris for management. And after I finished my studies of my management studies, I wanted to be a diamantaire. For no reason, because my family was not involved in this business, but I was fascinated by precious stones. I cannot explain why. This is totally irrational, but I was fascinated by precious stones. By a total, it was by chance, but I ended up working in the investment banking industry. It was not what I wanted to do, but I ended up working in an investment banking company, and I became, after a few months, a partner of this investment banking company. And I thought at the beginning that it would last, this experience would last only a few months. It ended up lasting 27 years, during which I did some structured product and investment strategy. After those 27 years, it was in 2012, I had this idea, suddenly came out the idea that we were all, what matters in our modern society was not anymore your level of education, your religion, or whatever. It was the tribe to which you're part of. I mean, the tribe that you belong to, the part that you belong to. A biker could be a tribe. Vegan people could be another tribe. Whatever. Okay. And if it was a good way to analyze our modern society, I said to myself that if we all belong to tribe, like in the past, the tribe have always worn jewelry and tattoos to show their sign of belonging to this tribe. And I quite like this way of analyzing our modern society, our modern Western society. And I was a bit sick of doing investment banking. It was 27 to 30 years. It was enough for me. So I decided, out of the blue, suddenly, this decision took less than 1 hour, that I wanted to quit my company, my investment company, and to start the new business that ended up being Madlords. So that's how it started. I started with my wife, and we still own 100% of the company, 50% me and 50% my wife. And it's our passion for now 12 years. So we're very, very happy for this new development. It was quite risky. People thought we were crazy because we had a very comfortable position in investment banking business. But I mean, it was a passion. It was something we wanted to do. It was a very strong aspiration for us, and so this is why we are here.
Awesome, Serge. Tell me who's your ideal target audience from Madlords?
Who's our ideal target? Sorry,
your ideal target audience.
Okay. In terms of geography, we mainly talk to European consumers. More Northern Europe, like French, of course, but Swiss, German, Belgium, Netherlands, and American client in terms of type of nationality, in terms of consumption culture. Then, in terms of profile, our consumer are very, in the name of my brand. My brand name is Madlords. So Madlords means like. At the same time, people that are lord, so it means bourgeois, and at the same time, mad. So a little bit different from the average person. So our clients are very often successful people but that do not want to be the same as the others. They are dandy. The dandy movement started in the beginning of the 20th century, and it was a movement, a poetic movement, romantic movement, and people made of people that wanted to express, wanted to attach a high importance to their freedom and express their freedom via their aesthetic choice. So our clients are dandy, successful dandy, I would say.
Yeah.
And the very traditional person consumer, I mean, do not come to Madlords. Person that really wants to have the brand that are linked to attached to a status. Like the brand that you can find Place Vendôme, they don't want to find jewelry at Madlords. But people that really want something special with a strong artistic component are very happy to buy their jewelry at Madlords instead of buying their jewelry on Fifth Avenue or on Place Vendôme or on the most traditional areas.
Well, speaking of that, what makes you different or better than those competitors?
Many things. First of all, the presence of my wife and myself. We have a very strong presence in the company. We are, on the battlefield all day long in our store, in our shops, in Paris, in Deauville, in Saint-Tropez. We keep traveling in our store. We now have a store in Mykonos, in Scorpios Mykonos. We keep going. We keep spending our life in our store to meet our clients. So very strong personal involvement. Second thing is our curation. We have a very, very deep, very specific curation. We call our curation pop chic, but pop chic means a lot. So we really put an amazing effort on having a very, very sharp curation, finding some designers that nobody else in the world know, that have uh, with a very, very strong artistic component. We pay attention, of course, to the fact that they only use precious metals. We use our jewelry are only made of gold, 18 karat gold. Sometimes a little bit of silver, but it's always precious gold and diamond or precious stones like emerald or sapphire or ruby. So to summarize, pop chic curation, rare designer, and high-end pieces made only on precious materials such as gold and precious stones. That's the second point, our curation. The third point is our boutique. Our boutique are very different from a traditional boutique. For example, our main store, that we call the Embassy, is based on Rue Saint-Honoré in Paris.
Yeah.
But it's a hidden store. It's a secret store. It's a word of mouth communication. You cannot find it on the street. You have to know the address. You have to be invited to come to the store. And this is a 2,000 square feet store where we have the biggest proportion of our collection. But it's quite original to have a store that is hidden, that you cannot come to the store if you have not been invited. It's like a club, an embassy. So this is also our third factor of differentiation. And the last point is, apart from our boutique, the shopping experience that you encounter in our boutique, the last thing is that everything that is related to our boutique. So I mean the olfactive signature, the musical signature, the decoration signature, the artistic signature, apart from the jewelry. All our store are like art gallery. We also present some art pieces that are not for sale. This is our choice of my wife and myself of rare artists, painters, sculptors, and all those things. Those pieces are not for sale. Those pieces are just here to express our difference, our signature, our what we love, what we like. We want to, it's not Madlords is not a commercial activity. It's a passion. It's a passion activity. It's an activity made exclusively of passion. So of course we want to sell jewelry, because if we don't sell jewelry, we cannot continue our project. But it's deeply made out of passion.
Amazing. What are your best selling products?
It's very difficult to answer the question. We sell a lot of piercing jewelry. Okay. Over the past years, it has been one of a very strong, one of the hottest type of products. By the way, in all our store, we have a piercing saloon additionally to the store, and we have a piercer or some piercer in our store. And we only pierce with a precious piercing jewelry, gold, made of gold, and again precious stones. So it's a very hot product. But apart from that, I mean, we sell, of course, every type of jewelry: rings, necklace, bracelet, whatever. What could be hot also in terms of type of product is the most handcrafted product. I mean, we try not to have pieces that have been industrially produced. So we try to have one of a kind pieces. And people tend to, I mean, people that like Madlords tend to appreciate more and more of those one of a kind product, unique pieces that can never be replicated. So that's one of the trend that we have encountered over the past years. Last thing, apart from piercing and handmade jewelry, unique pieces, is the second-hand jewelry, the vintage pieces. We have a very strong collection. We have developed a very strong collection of many second-hand pieces that are coming from our client, pieces that our client has bought in the past at Madlords and outside Madlords, and also pieces from very famous designers such as Cartier or Hermes or those names, or chrome arts, rare pieces from chrome arts made out of gold or platinum, for example. And this second-hand collection, aside from our traditional offer, is something that we have developed a lot over the past year and is very, very successful. It enables a client to buy a piece for a discount of 50%, 50 to 60% compared to the initial price. So it's quite attractive. We deliver an authenticity certificate on all our second-hand pieces, and we sell those pieces every time renewed. So because those pieces are renewed, the provenance have been checked. Really, somebody can via buying those pieces can buy a piece for minus 60%. That has a totally new appearance.
Gotcha. Awesome. Serge, what's your future plan for yourself and Madlords?
The future place.
The plan.
Plans, sorry. We want to develop Madlords we have 3 areas of development, 3 geographical area of development targets. We want to be in Saint-Barth, we want to be in Courchevel, and we want to be in Monaco.
Okay.
So for the moment, we have 5 locations, and over the past 2-3 years, we'll go from 5 locations to 8 to 10 locations. Only on some very, high-end places where people, I mean, like this pop chic spirit that is, the key of our universe. So this is our development, and we will develop a lot the second-hand jewelry area and our own internal brand. We are right now working with some external stylists, a group of 5 external stylists that are going to develop for us 5 different line of jewelry that will only be Madlords internal jewelry. So this is something that we are going to develop. So more location, more high-end location,
Great.
more second-hand jewelry, and more in-house jewelry. That are our future coming plans.
Amazing. So since starting the brand over 10 years ago, what are some of these challenges that you faced and how were you able to overcome them being an entrepreneur?
The challenges of the past years, alors, first of all, is management challenge. I mean,
Uh-huh.
finding the good people, and not only finding the good people individually, but being able to create synergy between those people. That has been a very strong challenge. Assuming that on the fashion industry, a lot of people in the past in the past had not a lot of uh, education. I mean, this is the case in Europe, probably not in America, but in Europe, a lot of people from the fashion industry are uh, are people that took the decision very early on their young age not to go to college. It was a problem because it was a problem to organize the proper synergy with those people. Right now, we have drastically changed our criteria of hiring, and we only hire people that have like MBA diploma, and it's not because they are better than the other. It's because it's easier to agree to create synergy between those type of people. That's our experience. So the management has been a challenge. Then of course financing has been a challenge over the past over the recent months because of inflation. And due to inflation, of course, interest rates have gone higher. And also, banks have had a tendency to be less and less willing to take risk. So it's now inflation leads to higher rates and leads to a lower capacity of taking risk by the bank. So it's harder for us to borrow money to open new location. So that's a second challenge. The third challenge is a personal challenge because we have such a strong passion for our business. We don't have any we I mean the proportion of our time allocated to our private life is very small. um, and we have 4 kids, and we have accepted the idea that we had to allocate such a high proportion to our business. But this is a challenge because sometimes you're wondering, I mean, have I made the good choice? Of course, we are passionate, but I mean, we have to take care of this and on our personal life, and so it's quite difficult. But I mean, this has been our decision, and we stick to this decision, and we are we like our life. We like the way it is.
Amazing, Serge. Well, I really appreciate you coming on the podcast today and sharing your story. And thank you so much for your time today. It was amazing. The website is madlords.com, correct?
Exactly, Madlords welcome.
That's
Exactly,
where we can find you as well as your
exactly.
locations. And thank you so much.